Dr. Larman here. Did I ever feel unsafe working at the prison? To be honest, no. I know that sounds weird, but I've worked in so many different areas in psychology, almost every area of psychology, and I honestly probably felt the safest working in prison. Why is that when we're surrounded by rapists, murderers, child molesters, the worst of the worst? Because there were also officers right there who were trained. Some of them were armed. They all had their pepper spray. We only had an alarm that if anything happened, we had to push that alarm. And those officers would be there right away. Yes, there was enough time for something to happen before they got there, but they got there really quickly. I worked in narcotic treatment program. I ran a narcotic treatment program, and we were heavily regulated by the DEA. What time we opened or closed was regulated by the DEA. And if we were a minute early or late, they would call us to find out why. Our dispensary, it opened and closed according to the DEA. And if we were early or late, they would call and to ask us why. So when we would lock the doors, we could not let anyone in. And if you did not get your medication, you did not get your medication. And these are people coming down off of heroin and other opioids. So they weren't always happy if they missed their treatment or had to wait till after lunch. We've had a brick thrown through a plate glass window. We had chairs thrown in the lobby area. We've had threats made. And all I had was the phone to call 911. There was a panic button, and that was in the dispensary that was behind plate glass that the nurse had, and that area was locked. So I could unlock it and go run and hit the panic button. But by that time, so that I feel was a lot less safe. There were a couple of times there that I did not feel safe. I worked in community mental health, and we were all trained on what's called PART training so that we could be first responders in case anything happened. Thankfully, nothing bad ever happened, but to me, working in the prison was a whole lot safer. Plus, it all depends on your attitude, and how you treat the inmates are going to be how they treat you. It's not, tried and true. You treat them well, they'll treat you well. But if you have a good rapport with the inmates, that goes a long way. Plus, I have attitude. I used to walk around like I owned the place. I really did. And I would tell my inmates, look, I'm 5'2". I may be short, but I'm scrappy. And I hit a heavy bag. So I don't think you want to mess with me. But they were like, no, we're not going to mess with you. So as long as you have some attitude, which I did, that goes a long way too. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks.